Hello dear students, this is Professor Sudhir Bisht. A question which has been asked to me by the MBA students of strategic management is what is the exact difference between diversification and integration? I know it is confusing because many speakers use these two words interchangeably, but there is a fine difference between diversification and integration. First of all, you have to understand that diversification and integration are two subsets of strategy, which is expansion strategy. And expansion strategy is a subset of grand strategy. Grand strategy has four parts. One is stability strategy, other is expansion strategy, other is the third is retrenchment strategy, and combination strategy. So diversification and integration are part and parcel of expansion strategy. In diversification, a company is set to diversify when it aims at changing its business definition, either by developing a new product or it expands into a new market. It can do it alone, it can do it in collaboration with other. The companies adopt diversification strategy because they want to spread their risks and they want to also overcome the economic downturn. Now there are two kinds of diversification. One is called a concentric diversification and the other is called a conglomerate diversification. Concentric diversification, two concentric circles are those which have a common center. Okay, which have a common center, they are concentric circles. So when an organization acquires or develops a new product or service which is closely related to organization's existing range of product or service. It acquires or develops new product or service which is closely related to organization's existing range of product. It is called concentric diversification. It is called concentric diversification. So when a shoe manufacturing company, okay, it acquires or it also starts to manufacture leather jackets. It sets up a leather manufacturing factory, or it starts to make leather belts. Okay, this is concentric diversification. If a company which was hitherto only into manufacture of shirts, shirts, if it also starts to make trouser, it is concentric diversification. All these companies, for example, the Zodiac started off as a shirt company. I don't know if they still make trousers, but most companies in apparel sector which make shirts, very popular shirts, they started with a shirt manufacturing company. Later on they added trousers to its line. So they either acquired a company which was already making trouser, or it started its own range of trousers. They're closely shirts, and a shirt and a trouser are they closely. You don't wear a shirt without a trouser, or you don't wear a trouser without a shirt, right? So if you're manufacturing shoes, you have expertise on leather products. You might as well make leather purses, or leather jackets, or leather belts. This is concentric diversification. You can start on your own, or you can acquire another company. You can also acquire a leather manufacturing company, and you can start making all that stuff. Conglomerate diversification is when organization expands itself into different areas, mostly related or unrelated, but mostly unrelated to its core business. In concentric diversification, the core business remains. In conglomerate diversification, it is unrelated to core business. So let's take the case of ITC. ITC started as Indian Tobacco Company, which was selling only cigarettes, tobacco product, and later on it diversified into hospitality business by making ITC Moraya Hotels, one of the largest chains in India. Then it diversified into paper products and packaging, and then it diversified into FMCG products. So today, tobacco comprises not more than 50% of the annual revenue of the ITC company. Other other uh, other divisions, which is hotel division, FMCG division, paper division, it contributes the other 50%. Although maybe profits are still largely 70% of the profits are still coming. So this is diversification. Now integration is more closely linked to the value chain, as you know, as was explained by Michael Porter, that value chain comprises of interlinked activities performed by an organization. There are some primary activities, there are some secondary activities. For example, procurement of raw materials, supply chain management, operations or factory operations, and then logistics, transportation, marketing, after sales could be primary activity, then IT, HR, technology could be the secondary activity. So whenever a company combines one or more present operations of a business with no change of the customer in customer group, this is, or it acquires some part of the value chain which it does not have, it is called integration. There are two types of integration. One is vertical integration, and there is horizontal integration. Okay, so vertical integration and horizontal integration. Vertical integration is again of two type: forward and backward. So if a organization moves closer to the ultimate customer, it is called vertical integration. And if a company retreats closer to the source of raw material, it is called uh, backward integration. So when a company, it moves closer to the ultimate customer, sorry, it is called forward integration. When it moves closer to the raw material, it is called backward integration. Let me explain. If if there is a milk manufacturer or a dairy owner, and that dairy owner is supplying milk to many confectionery shops, if it also acquires one of the confectionery shops, because the main product which is used for Indian sweet shops or confectionery is milk. So if a milk manufacturer, it acquires or it opens a confectionery store, it is forward integration. If it goes to acquire the the cattle fodder or the cattle feed which is supplied by somebody else, it is backward integration. So because backward integration, so that means he has this person, if a milk manufacturer has also acquired a confectionery shop, and it has also acquired a facility which manufactures cattle feed, so it has got complete command over the entire value chain. Raw materials, cattle feed, then milk is produced by the cattle, and then it is sold, it is converted into various sweets or confectionery items. This is vertical integration. So forward integration, backward integration. Other is horizontal integration. Horizontal integration is made when you take over the same kind of product with similar marketing or production level. Let us say there is a pharmaceutical company A, which is manufacturing over the counter reliever pain reliever like paracetamol and what have you. So there is a company A which is manufacturing OTC drugs, over the counter drugs, which is pain relieving drugs. It takes over a rival pharmaceutical company which is also making the same thing. This is horizontal integration. Horizontal integration. So here it already has its existence as a manufacturing company of painkiller. It has acquired another company which has similar operations. So this is called horizontal integration. So I hope you have understood the difference between diversification and integration. Thank you very much for going through this lecture.